Good morning. Oh, you're so good. Wow. I'm Jacquelyn Mayfield, and I am happily and with gratitude the chair of the Alliance for Artisans Enterprise. And I just want to thank all of you for coming today, because there's so many things you could do with your time. This sounds like it has an echo. Is it? Okay, am I okay?
It sounds good to us.
Okay, good. That you could do with your time today. And this is such an important organization, which you're going to learn more about today. So we really appreciate your being here and being with us, and hopefully will inspire you to become part of this movement, which is so critical and important to the livelihood of women and girls around the world. So to start, my good friend Peggy Clark asked me if I would like to be part of an advisory board that she was putting together. And you'll hear a little bit more about Peggy in a few minutes, who's the director of the Alliance. And at that moment, I had already had a conversation with myself that said, I need a nonprofit intervention, because I really want to go do everything I can to help women and girls, especially in interventions and wherever I could best use my time and talent. The other intervention I had is I told my friends, some of whom are here today, that I needed a scarf and rug intervention. And if I ever traveled with you and I go into a shop, you must say you cannot buy one more rug or scarf. You're done. It's over. Because sometimes those rugs don't look the same when you get them home, and the colors is not quite right. So anyway, because of that, and actually in a very sweet way, one of the artisans, you'll see a video this afternoon, Mukti Datta from India, from Panchachuli Weavers, is really one of the first places that I started this adventure in terms of supporting local artisans. A group of women, 5 of my friends in New York and I actually tried to support her for a few years to get Panchachuli Weavers off the ground. And also Nilda in Peru, who's also a member. I had met her about 12 years ago through a National Geographic travel trip. So that kind of spurred, my Indian experience really spurred me to move on to how can you do this. But what we quickly found out with the Indian experience is, as my friend Carol Hockman would relay, they needed a little design help. They couldn't find distribution. They didn't have the quantity and product that was needed when they tried to market in the U.S. So it's like it needed to be fixed, but my group of women were more from the financial sector and creative sector, and we really didn't know how to do this. So fast forward, here we are today, and I think we have an opportunity now to fix this, because we do know a lot more about how to make this happen. So part of what's happening today in the booming entrepreneurial economy is that there's a lot of interest in sourcing artisan products. It's very strong. So it's no longer about finding a good product, but it's more about protecting the artisan culture and providing a fair share of the profit with the artisans themselves rather than the middle person. So it's a $32 billion economy with artisans, and 70% of the artisans are women, which of course speaks very deeply to my heart. And we know that with women and girls, when they're empowered, it lifts up communities, and it creates stronger communities, better education, and better health care. And I think this was the propelling thought when Aspen got behind this effort. So I hope you'll be part of this journey that's been created through the Alliance for Artisan Enterprise. And hopefully, to the extent someday you too will need a scarf and rug intervention, because you'll be buying from these wonderful artisans. However, none of this would have been possible, actually, without my good friend Peggy Clark, who actually has a real important day job in addition to this, and that's at Aspen Institute, where she's the vice president of policy programs, and she's also a director of Spotlight on Health, as well as the Alliance. And she's had a 30-year career in addressing issues of poverty, global health, social enterprise, and development. So Peggy provides, at this point, strategic guidance to many, like over 30, of the Aspen Institute's policy programs. So I don't know where she finds the time to do this and the energy, and you'll see her, she's sparkling with energy. I have no idea how that happens either. But she's a force. And it's pretty hard to say no to someone who says, how would you like to give support to an industry that produces beautiful products and that will support the livelihoods of communities, women, girls, and men, actually, because of the community. So I am honored and grateful to become a part of this, and I hope that you'll be inspired as well. Peggy? Okay.